guys, it's been a while, let's just jump right into it because I have a lot to say in this video. We're gonna be jumping back into the thing that I love the most, which is fandoms. We're gonna be talking about the 20 questions that I have about Sherlock Series 4. If you haven't seen this season, please click out of this video right now because it will have a lot of major spoilers. Starting off with the one thing that bothered me the most this season was Mary's death. So I wasn't upset that she died, I was upset how she died. When Sherlock gets shot, his Mind Palace Molly says, it's not like in the movies. Your blood doesn't go spreading everywhere, you don't go flying, blah blah blah. He only has like a few seconds of consciousness. It's very strategic and like exact. Whereas when Mary gets killed, it is exactly like it is in the movies. Blood goes spewing everywhere, she goes flying, she jumps in front of a bullet, which is physically impossible from that distance. I did the research. It was a weird thing to watch because they contradicted themselves entirely, and I'm just curious if they did that on purpose or if they're just being lazy about the writing. My second question, was the abominable bride like completely pointless? Because the whole point was to figure out if Moriarty had survived or how he did it or whatever. But now it seems like they just did it as kind of like a thing, like, oh, we want to go back into Victorian times, let's just do this for no reason, because Moriarty didn't survive, obviously, so it's kind of like, what? What the hell was that note that John gave Sherlock? Like, he didn't give it to him, Molly gave it to him, but still, what was that note? All throughout the series, like, we see Rosie a little bit, but where the fuck is Rosie during the final problem? Like, what? Molly's not taking care of her, Miss Hudson's in the hospital, like, what? When the explosion goes off at 221B, why do they get away with absolutely no damage? Like, they don't have any scrapes or scars or anything, like, fine, like, there's no problem. What? How the hell did Euros get out of Sharonford, and then how does she get back in without anyone noticing? Like, sure, the glass is gone, but that doesn't really explain everything. Why didn't Mycroft just walk into Sharonford and be like, hey, look, I'm the government, let me see my sister, I want to talk to her? Like, why did they do this whole, like, ploy to, like, piracy and whatever, and getting in there, like, I enjoyed it, but why? What type of timeline are we working with here? Because in the beginning of the series, Rosie's a newborn, and then in the end monologue, it's like she's a toddler. And I want to know if the time skip was between episodes, or if it was between the monologue and the ending of that episode. Like, was that monologue kind of skipping in time, or what was happening there? When Molly walks in at the end, in the monologue, she's smiling and she's happy, it's fine, but did she ever have time to, like, talk to Sherlock? Like, did they ever, like, figure that out with the whole I love you situation? Like, what happened there? How the hell did Euros get back to the Holmes estate, like the one that burned down? How did she do that? Like, I know she had slaves, but still it seems really unlikely, and how did they have time to, like, build that whole fake cell and everything? And then, next question, how did she get John in the well? Like, it all just seems really unlikely. I don't understand how this all happened. I also don't understand how John got out of the well if he was chained to the bottom. Like, they put down a rope, yeah, but he was still chained to the bottom. It's still a valid question, right? Why did Mary send that second video? Like, what was really the point? Why didn't she just put it in the first video? And also, when? Like, did she send one and then be like, oh, but, like, if that one, like, gets sent, like, send this one, like, 4 months later, like, just to fuck with them. Like, let's just, like, put a really long distance between these videos. Like, what? Where was the making TV history rug pull thing? Because they were all like, oh, we're gonna make TV history and there's a big rug pull and blah, 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 blah. No? And what about Moriarty's plan? Because Moriarty was such a pinnacle, amazing character. He's my favorite character. He was brilliant and genius. But now, because they put this thing with Euros, it's like, was that all him or was that all Euros? How much of his plan was his plan? Like, I also don't understand how Euros enslaved everyone, because yes, she, like, can persuade people, but anyone can persuade people, first of all. She doesn't have, like, mind powers. Like, what's happening there? Like, is she, like, magic, or is it, like, I don't completely understand that. Like, she said Redbeard, Moriarty was like, ooh, let's have glass sex. Like, what was that? And Euros did all this for a hug? Because for a while it was like, ooh, she seems like a really cool, like, murderous character, I love it. And then it was like, no, I'm a sad child who just wants a hug. Play with me, Sherlock. Like, what? That was a really weird skip there. Also, how the hell were they talking to her on that phone, like the little girl, if it was Euros? Like, if it was a Mind Palace thing, then how were they talking to the little girl the whole time? And I just want to go back to talking about Moriarty real quick as my last question, because he's my favorite character, and I just don't quite understand why they did what they did with his character. It was like they made him a pawn, and he was just so much more than what they made him out to be in the end, and I don't understand what his goal was, because he killed himself to make Sherlock kill himself. That's what he thought was gonna happen, or we thought he thought. But now that we saw that he recorded all these videos for Euros, did he know that Sherlock was going to fake his death? Like, did he know that that wasn't the end of their thing? Because why would he record all these videos for this thing for Euros if he thought Sherlock was going to be dead and that would never happen? Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. I want to discuss this with you guys. Please don't leave anything negative or hateful, and don't get in any fights. Because I know there's a lot of contradiction between the whole John Locke thing, and I know it didn't end how we all hoped it would, but it wasn't ours to write. It's not our story. If we want that story, we can write it ourselves. So I believe that if we really want John Locke, or however we want it to end, then we should make it ourselves. Either way, create what you want to create. Just take it, make it your own. That's exactly what they did. This whole series is Sherlock fanfiction. Sherlock Holmes was already a thing. They took it, they made what they wanted to make out of it. That doesn't mean that we can't do the same. We can absolutely do anything that they did. So feel free to leave your ideas in the comments and message me on social media. Support us on Patreon, and please subscribe. If you want to see another Sherlock related video, please click over here. This is my Moriarty wants to rule the world video. It's one of the ones I'm the most proud of, so if you want to check that out, I would be very grateful. I have a lot more Sherlock related videos coming up, and I hope you guys are excited for it, and I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.